Okay, in this video what I'd like to go over is kind of like a review of the UST Paracord FS 3.0 fixed blade paracord knife. Now the labeling simply says paracord handle knife with fire starter. Here it says includes fire starter, and when I bought the original one, what I was actually really hoping for was one large ferrocerium rod. And right here under it says see actual fire starter on the reverse side. And if you turn it over, you really still can't see the fire starter because it's already in the sheath. So when I got it home, I was a little bit peeved right off because what I had noticed from the get-go is it is not a full ferrocerium rod, but what it actually is a small piece of ferrocerium, and I jumped to the conclusion that it was set into a piece of hard plastic like the handle. And that's why I'm doing this video, to right my wrong, because it is a small piece of ferrocerium, but it is set into a piece of magnesium. And I have tried, both of these, and it does works really well. It sparks well, the magnesium shaves nice and easy, and it ignites very easily. So really my first video I have to apologize for, because I was totally wrong. The knife itself is not a bad knife. Has a nylon sheath with a belt loop. It doesn't snap or open, so you will have to take your belt loose to put it on. One thing I don't really understand is once you unsnap it, and I like the snap, is there's also a Velcro closure under it, so when you get ready to open your knife, you have to open your knife and then open your knife. I kind of wish they would have taken this Velcro and has sewn it into right here, so when you put your ferrocerium rod in, you would have a way to secure it. Now with it like this, you can simply put the blade in the right compartment, close the Velcro, and then close the snap. And as you see, it does give it a bumper to rest against, but it also can be slid sideways and come right out. It's just not very tight in there. I would recommend either a simple rubber band loop through here and then through here, or a piece of paracord, or a Ranger band around it, just to make sure that when you get to where you're going, it's still in this little holster. These knives are only $10 and some change at Walmart, and they're really not bad knives. I mean, there's nothing special about the grade of metal. There's nothing that states what grade of metal, so I'm going to assume it's stainless, probably 440 or something like that. Of course, it's made in China. It does come with an ample supply of paracord on it, and it will come to you really sharp. The overall length is right at 7 inches. Now I did my measurements on the cutting surface from the actual chamfer right here. So on your serrated edge, you wind up with 32 millimeters of serration, and then from where that stops to the tip, you're going to wind up with 43, for a total length of the actual cutting surface of 75 millimeters. And that works out to right at 3 inches. So the knife is pretty small. I'm just an average male person, and that's as big as it is. It's a small knife. The knife could be used for a spear point if you wanted to do a little fishing or possibly catch or spear some game by simply taking the paracord off, lashing it to a branch, and then you got a spear. I do like this little cutout here because it does work good for doing sparks, and it also shaves the magnesium very well. I mean, that's a really decent shaving of magnesium right there, and it keeps you from actually, I see a lot of people that will actually use their blade to carve the magnesium off, and you really want to try to avoid that because it will dull your blade. But overall, it's a good little blade, good little setup. You can find them at Walmart. You know, 11 bucks, just round up. It's $11. As far as paracord, I don't see it listed on the package. I thought it used to be as far as how much you got. I'm just not seeing it right off, but I believe I simply measured mine by placing it on the ground and seeing how close it would come to going over my head, and I wound up with 6 to 7 feet of actual paracord is what I believe I came up with. So, you know, I just really wanted to redo this to let everybody know this backside is not plastic. It is magnesium, and it seems to be a good quality magnesium, because the times I've tried to or did shave it and light it, it lit right up, burned hot, burned a hole in my desk. But you know, take it for what it's worth. I do think it's worth $11. Not saying you got to carry this knife, not saying it's the best knife, but if you've got $11 and you need a small fixed blade knife that does have a fire starter with magnesium, because you can even go to their website and they show this knife and they show them starting a fire. They don't show themselves scraping the backside off to get their tinder. They simply show a tinder pile there, and then them lighting that tinder pile from the ferrocerium rod. And because I had watched that video even before I bought the knife, so when I got this, I wasn't expecting the magnesium on the backside. You know, because the guy didn't make his tinder pile from the backside of this fire starter. It was just simply there. And I'll stop whining and we'll move on, because, you know, I'm going to keep the knife this time as long as somebody doesn't steal it. Somebody actually walked off with my first one before I actually even had a chance to really use it very much. Especially the fire starter. So I'm going to hang on to this one, I hope, and we're going to see how it goes, but I wanted to fix my wrong. So thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a good night. Y'all take care.